Afternoon traders, it's Miami Options with your stock market recap for Monday, November 9th, 2020. And let's take a look at the market and using the S&P 500, the SPY. The markets went roaring today. Still the we're still blowing off the steam from Biden winning. The market is moving higher. Things like the SPY, you had your travel stocks because of the vaccine news of the vaccine came out from Pfizer. Let's look at Pfizer. And they said they had some COVID vaccine that's 90% effective. Uh, a lot of times, this is basically rumors, and nothing hasn't been um, solidified. Once you hear yes, we have a COVID vaccine and it's approved by the FDA, then we can go forward. A lot of times they like to leak these information out, these companies, and someone's taking profits. So immediately once the market open, people are taking profits here. You know, a lot of time what I tell people, you're in this for the long haul. If something comes in like Pfizer has billion of shares, billions. For it to move up high as it did, even after pulling back, it still was up 7%. Something like this that moved so fast and violent in the upward direction, expect for it to pull back and expect for it not to stay at those levels. One thing you always want to look at in the market, if something is overstretched in the market, a stock that goes parabolic, and let's look at one, for example, something like Nikola. Nikola. Let's look at a longer date. Something like this. At $10 in April, in in June, it's close to $90. Come on. The market doesn't, this is parabolic. Expect for it to come down violently, and that's what it did. It pulled back, and now it's at 18 $18. So when you're in the market and you have something that goes up like this, you want to take profits. Even right here. If I'm coming in at $10 and it's at 50, I'm ringing the register. I've had enough. That's 500% in my of my portfolio. I just need to ring the register. There's no need for me to keep accumulating even more losses in my portfolio when I'm already ahead, you know. So it moves up 500%, I'll sell, and buy another stock that I know that I'm using, you know. So looking at the overall market, and also Nikola had earnings today. It didn't move much, but we do have Beyond Meat that reported, and boy oh boy, I wish I bought some puts. It just completely sold off. So just remember, we're in this market for the long term. The SPY came back in, and if you bought any kind of calls are when you have a particular stock, equity like SPY is going higher. When you're buying a call, you know, and is in the upward direction. You buy a put, like I mentioned for Beyond Meat. If I bought a put, say for instance, it closed at 150. Say for instance, I bought a put at around 138. Now I'm way in the money. Tomorrow morning when I come in, it'll be at perhaps $20. So that's a good 500% in of my gains. So you need to differentiate that when you're buying option, and also time decay, and also you have implied volatility. All that plays a factor into how your price, the premium that you paid for it, deteriorates, especially time. And so, looking at the market, we're looking at the SPY. It's it did a significant pullback. A significant pullback. We're only up 1.2% after all the hype of the COVID news. COVID vaccine came out because this chart looked just like Pfizer. It exactly like how Pfizer looked. So remember, traders, we're in this for the long haul. We're in this 5, 10 years from now. So when we buy a stock, we know we're going to stick with it for that long. So good to see you guys back from the weekend, and hope to see you guys back tomorrow.